She doesn't have full citizenship or anything like that. But you get someone like that who is like grew up in the Japanese culture versus some kind of California Asian girl who is tripping balls on Molly all weekend long. Like there's a huge spectrum.
No, I know that because
it's like autistic kids versus disabled kids. You know what I mean? Like you can. I'm not making a joke. Like the autistic kids can play super great piano, but have absolutely no language skills. Yet the disabled people are incredibly intelligent, but don't have body functions to tell you. You know what I mean? Like that's the spectrum that it kind of goes into.
Well, you know, I told you my family's very mixed. I have a lot of Asian in my family.
Do you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have a sister that's half Chinese. I have Filipino relatives.
Really? That's that's a jump though. I mean, you are purebred, not white. I'm just kidding. I was wondering if you were gonna. No, I mean, but
I think I have
you were
Asian.
Jewish and Cherokee before. You told me you're not Cherokee.
No, I'm not Cherokee.
I guess I got you mixed up with somebody else. I apologize. I knew you said you were Jewish at one point.
I'm pretty sure I have Asian. There was Asian mix a while ago.
I'm
pretty sure.
I can maybe see it with a skin tone.
I'm pretty sure that because a lot of our relatives have Asian eyes.
Okay.
And like my great grandmother, who was Orthodox Jewish or Orthodox Jew, I messed that up.
It's fine.
Her eyes were very Asian looking and very. Yeah. She was very short, or she was a little taller than I was.
It's crazy because you look at Asian people and we like the stereotype Asian people to be a certain way when they are aesthetically different by their culture and country that they come from. Like a Filipino, someone from the Philippines, a Filipino. That's correct.
We should have my cousin on here.
Maybe. We'll see.
She's not here. She's in South Florida. But
okay.
She's probably going to listen and be like, what are you talking about, Julie?
But Filipino...
Phil, you're getting this.
I'm getting this terribly wrong. All right. People from the Philippines are basically like the Californians of Asians. You know what I mean? They're very open. They're very free spirit because they live on an island. You know what I mean? They're very aesthetically more free people. They're louder. You know what I mean? They're just naturally more conversive with others, while you'll have a Japanese community that is very perfectly quiet and they sit in their subways and nobody talks. And then you have the Chinese who are, these aren't stereotypes. These are actual things that I've seen. Chinese people live in a hustle and bustle kind of lifestyle. They're very New Yorkian, very, very, I gotta go. Everything, you know, if
Depends
you're living in,
where you go in China.
That is true.
Because I've been to the country and they're completely
very
different.
Slow.
They're completely different. I love the country area in China compared to the city. I hated the city.
You hated the city?
Yeah.
I haven't been to the China in South Korea. My favorite Asian is South Korean. I know my wife's Japanese, but South Koreans have the best form of entertainment that I have ever seen.
They have good entertainment,
in horror movies and regular documentaries. The slow burn, man. They're my favorite movie of all times. It used to be Fight Club. All right, everybody, you know, that's typical 90s guy bro thing, I know, but I loved it because when you live in a small fucking town and you see a movie like Fight Club, you're like, I'm moving to New York tomorrow, man. I'm going to start a fight club. I'm going to punch people in ears. Like, it was such a anti-American movie, you know what I mean? Because that really was the guys that I was hanging out with, the guys who literally will never be known for anything. You know, so they're like, well, this is our high. This is our fight. You know, I don't know. It made sense back in the day, but now I've watched this new movie called I Saw the Devil, and it's got like Kevin Spacey 7 feel to it, all the way to like a Terminator movie. It's one of the best fucking stories I've ever seen, but it's not for the faint of heart.
Well, I mean, I like seeing the theater shows. I got to see in China when I was.
Okay, so you have been to China.
Well, yeah, I got to perform in China a while ago.
Tell me about that.
I mean, it was a while ago.
That's fine.
But
was this after the fourth grade newspaper
this is after
achievements?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about China. How did you go to China?
I just graduated college.
Okay.
Our choir went to our sister school in China.
Is the choir a church-related one or just a privatized kind of school choir?
A college
choir.
Okay,
cool. All right.
Not
that it matters. I mean,
I went to a Methodist school.
Okay.
But it had sister schools. We did a lot of mission work.
All right.
Like, you know, charity stuff and all that. We were all about mission and take care of people. But our sister school was in Hangzhou. So we had a lot of students from Hangzhou.
Where in China is Hangzhou?
If I remember right.
Is it near Hong Kong or more near the mainland?
I wish I got to go to Hong Kong. I've never been to Hong Kong.
I've never been to Hong Kong either. It's one of my next stops.
He first got to Shanghai and then...
Just sounds so fucking cool that you went to Shanghai.
I didn't care for Shanghai, though. It was too big for me.
Too big?
It was too...
It's overwhelming.
And people were like... Because I've never even been in New York at that point in my life.
Oh, okay. So you hadn't had the city bus. You haven't had a city bus hit you yet.
I went to Chicago
Not literally.
a couple of times.
Yeah, okay.
But I've never been in New York.
Yeah, it's huge.
So I was just like, oh my gosh, what is this? Oh my gosh.
Over-fucking-whelming.
But Hangzhou is in the country where our school was. And it was just completely beautiful. The people were a lot nicer. People were doing like Tai Chi out there and everything. It just seemed a lot more peaceful and the food was a lot better. I don't know if our tour guide just kept taking us to crappy places.
Okay.
Everything was fried and I'm like, this doesn't seem like this. I don't know if they were trying to like make us happy because we were Americans.
Probably. Because if you look back at some of the episodes that Anthony Bourdain has with dealing with the smaller villages outside the main cities of, say, Manila. Manila was one of the places that he went, and they were doing the we found all these veggies today. We killed a chicken today, like a wild rooster. You know what I mean? And they made it because Anthony Bourdain was coming, that they went out and they did something different. But it was a very everything was in the crock pot. It cooked. Or what do they call that thing? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The bok.
Yeah.
No, it's not bok. It's anyway.
If you eat the chicken feet, it's supposed to be good for like plastic surgery, like Botox, basically, to keep your skin looking young.
Oh, that's why we eat chicken?
Chicken feet.
Chicken feet. Oh, right. Because they will eat everything off the bird. Right. Yeah. I see what you did there. Yeah, but it was very village. Did you ever have to like stay in the village?
No.
Like the dirt poor villages where they would say maybe do like this Anthony Bourdain kind of thing where they would have like a crock pot, almost fucking feast.
I
know it was a long time ago, so.
Yeah, not really. I mean, we were on a bus part of the time too.
So they bust you around into very specific areas.
Yeah.
Where kind of like a North Korean tour, sort of. We're only going to the places where the Americans know that we're going to get decent food.
But the food, I mean, like I said, we went to the big cities. I didn't like the food. But when I went to Hangzhou, our sister college was there, and they gave us good food. And I had friends from college. The Chinese students that had money went back home. The Chinese students that didn't have money had to stay at the college.
Okay.
So the ones that they had tons of money, these kids.
I bet.
In China, you didn't have a car unless you had tons of money. There's so much freaking traffic there.
Right.
So this boy, he had to been loaded. I don't know. But he paid for everybody to go out to eat. So all the kids from all over met in Hangzhou. They all met there. Mm-hmm. And we went to this, and I had our tour guide write in Mandarin. Because I had to take a taxi, and I don't know much Mandarin. I know a few, ni hao, shishi, shui. I know just like some certain, and I sang in Mandarin. So I had the stuff written in Mandarin to catch a taxi, which I've never done anyways because I'm from a small town.
Right.
I've never done a taxi.
So you are getting big city life in halfway around the fucking world in a country where you know very little.
Yeah.
That is so awesome because I have some stories.
And so I'm like trying to get this taxi. I have it in Mandarin on where I need to go to meet these friends of mine. And they take me to a real Chinese restaurant. Like really awesome. But it's really Chinese, not the trying to let's be American and all that.
Yeah, not the Asian fusion bullshit.
And I was so mad that I couldn't hang out with more because like I was supposed to go back to my choir, not my class. My professor was leading and all that, my choir. But my stupid kids got lost in China. They wander off. So the professor can't find these stupid kids. So I'm waiting at this hotel by myself because after I ate this nice restaurant and everything, I'm dropped off at this hotel to meet my choir.
Right.
Nobody speaks English where I'm at.
It's so great.
Somebody brings me tea because I'm just like really nervous. And at that time, my dad was coming back and forth to China. I tried to call my dad. His phone, he had like at the time it wasn't like...
Nokias?
Yeah, it turned on and off. Mm-hmm. So it says it's off. And I'm like, I can't even reach my father. Nobody's here. I'm by myself. These people don't speak English.
Fucking terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, and they bring me tea because I'm just like,
what else can we do?
Yeah, I'm like,
can we get someone who speaks English? That like maybe the tea had a sedative in it, hopefully to calm you down.
Probably they're like knock that American girl out. But I'm like, because
they view Americans as crazy people. All Chinese people do. They're like, these Americans are fucking crazy. They're gonna pull out guns and start smoking Marlboros. You know what I mean?
But I didn't know where my classmates were or anything, and I'm by myself.
It's gotta be terrifying.
Yeah, but I would have loved to hang out more longer with my friends. That they would have showed me more things in Hangzhou.
Right.
But instead, I rushed back, and I'm by myself at this hotel, waiting for these other people. It's not even my hotel we're staying at. I'm supposed to meet them there. That was what the plan was.
Right. Okay.
Because these stupid kids are like, oh, let's wander around China. Let's go get ourselves lost. That's real smart to be doing that in China.
Yeah, China's not a fuck around place.
You don't go get lost.
It's just like you do not wander into a neighborhood you should not wander in New York or Chicago or anything like that. Like, and you're out of place. Like, if you're a white person in an Asian country,
oh yeah,
you fucking stand out. And that's the story I'll tell you. Okay, this is one of my favorite stories because within all the madness of my life, I do have some very interesting stories, and this is one of them. My wife and I had visited the opposite side of the island of Japan. We were on mainland and basically had flown into Tokyo, right? So we had hopped on another flight. You know, Tokyo, it's not unusual to see other ethnicities, you know, like Spanish people, black people, you know, any kind of race for that matter, you know, Russians, Swedes, you know, the international business community, basically. So in Tokyo, that's really acceptable is to see that. So it's not unusual to see them. However, if you go to Osaka or Kobe, if you go to Kobe, which sister city is Seattle, but did you know that? Because I didn't know that until I got there.
No.
Kobe is apparently the sister city to Seattle.
Oh.
So there's some kind of weird longitude, latitude kind of thing that equates to being the perfect opposite side of the world, or I don't know how it exactly works, but we even have something here that actually in Lake Eola. By the way, we're an Orlando-based podcast. I don't never announced that really. So
we're in Orlando.
So I live in downtown Orlando. There's a little thing in Lake Eola that we have here. It says 1,390 miles to like India or something. It's really crazy. It's got all these kind of places where it points to. But anyways, so we were on the other side of the island, and I didn't see a single white person for the matter of 2 weeks. And let me tell you, putting that in perspective, I've traveled before, but it had been a long period of time that I travel internationally. When we got back with not seeing a single white person and not speaking to anyone but my wife in English for 2 weeks, except for like a group of friends that we met in a random fucking bar. And I mean random as shit. Like this was like apartment, park, maybe school. And then another 12 sets of those, then bar. Like one fucking bar in the middle of this residential area, and we had like this huge feast and everything. I had not spoken English to anyone but those people. And then we get back to Tokyo, and finally we're in some kind of offshoot neighborhood doing some shopping. And ironically, that's where I bought our wedding rings. But at the same fucking time, at the same place, there was a black guy, and I had not seen another white person or any ethnicity for that long period of time until I got back to Tokyo. And the black guy walked up to me. He grabs me by the shoulder, and he turns me around. And he goes, "Do you speak English?" I was like, "Yes, I do, dude." And he's like, "Where are you from?" I was like, right now, Orlando. What about you? He goes, "I'm from New York." This is fucking crazy, dude. I don't know what is going on. I have literally been following my Asian girlfriend for like 4 days, and I have not spoken a single bit of English except to her. I'm going nuts. Like, "Do you like music?" And I was like, "Yeah, you want to go a beer?" And we literally never fucking met the dude in my life and never spoke to him again. His name was Derek, and he was from New York. If you ever hear this dude, give me a call because I want to know the rest of your story. But we were sitting there in this Japanese pub, and I'm drinking sake with a random American just because I'm American.
That's awesome.
It's so unusual, though, because, I mean, you really don't know what it's like to not speak English.
Yeah.
To everyone not having the expectation that everybody speaks English around you. You're like, fuck. I'm like, who am I going to talk to? The Brewers game. My wife, she doesn't watch baseball. You know, I don't